Hey guy, I want to start this video by telling you about something very dumb that I did recently, and I'm going to preface the story by saying that this was entirely my fault. There are probably 50 things I could have done differently to avoid what ended up happening, but I didn't, and that's on me. So I got a new car last month. For
Please don't tell me you got a Cybertruck, man.
most of my adult life, I've been driving a 2012 Honda Civic that I bought from CarMax in 2015.
Oh, I have a car from 2009! That's not that bad!
I'll never forget the day I rolled up to my job at Popeyes and felt like the coolest guy in the parking lot. Took the Max part of the sticker off so it just said car on the back. Had a lot of fun back then. And even though this car was very reliable for pretty much the entire time I had it, it was starting to show its age, and I got to a point where I kind of just wanted something that felt nicer to be in. So I splurged a little bit, traded it in for one of the coolest sports cars on the market right now, a 2021 Hyundai Sonata. Now that's not the dumb part. There are so many things about this car that are massive up.
Just know I'm judging you. It's okay. It wouldn't be my choice.
Upgrades over what I had before. There's a rear view camera, there's blind spot indicators, I don't have to plug my phone in anymore to play music, it beeps at me if I move 1 inch in either direction on the highway. It's a great car. But there are also things about cars made in the past decade that aren't necessarily better, they're just different. For one, why as a society did we get rid of the Prindle? I have spent the past 15 years of my life building the muscle memory of yanking—
Wait, they don't make Prindles anymore? For your car? Why?
around my car's joystick to tell it where to go, and now it's just buttons? And I don't have the muscle memory.
Ew, buttons? Ew.
Memory for that. I'm starting to develop some due to time passing, but for the first couple weeks I owned this car, I would have to stop looking this way so I could look down and see where the backwards button is. So that brings me to my story. 6 days after I bought this car, I was leaving a U-Haul storage facility and the exit gate was open. Now I've been there enough to know that sometimes, even though the exit gate is supposed to close, it'll just not. So I gave it a couple seconds, decided, yeah, it's gonna stay open, and started driving forward. And you will never guess what happened the exact moment I made that decision. Yeah, gate started closing. So now
you never trust a gate, bro.
naturally I'm like, uh-oh, this gate is going to hit my new used car. I should move out of the way. So I hit the reverse button, start accelerating, and my car moves forward. Now, if you've ever been operating a motor vehicle that starts moving in the opposite direction that you intended it to, you
That's when the panic sets in, shit.
probably know about the panic that sets in. And I was running out of time. I could feel the gate inching nearer and nearer. So in the heat of the moment, I very wisely decided to do the exact same thing that didn't work the first time. I hit the reverse button, hit the gas pedal, and once again, my car moves forward. At this point, the only thing I've managed to do is get more in the path of the gate. And before I could try my foolproof strategy a third time, it crashed into the side of my car and the alarm went off and it made a big old scratch that'll probably cost a couple $100 to get buffed out and repainted. I don't know the exact amount yet because I'm too embarrassed to tell anyone what happened. Anyway, I've had about a month now to process this, and I'm of two minds. On one hand, it is kind of hilarious that I waited 9 years to buy a new car and I couldn't even get through 1 full week without fucking it up. I would love to see the security.
I've never bought a car. That was a hand-me-down from my parents. I can't relate. Like, I never got a new car.
Footage of me stopping
09.
in front of a closing gate, quickly accelerating, stopping, accelerating again, stopping again, before getting out and yelling, "God damn it!" It probably looked really fun. But then, on the other hand, I am kind of like, well, what the fuck happened? Because, like, I know that I hit the reverse button 2 separate times, and both times my car just decided not to do it. I tried recreating this exact scenario in a parking lot to pinpoint exactly where I went wrong, and my best guess—
It's stupid because it's like, I understand there's ones that have like a button where you turn on the car, but if it doesn't have the Prindle, that's so fucking dumb, man. knows everything, dude.
Is just that I hit the accelerator and the reverse button at the same time, which triggered the car's computer to be like, hey, you can't do that. You're gonna hurt the transmission. Let's hurt the side of the car instead. And like, it's a good thing that there's a mechanism in place to prevent the car from changing gears when you're moving too quickly. If I hit the reverse button while driving 70 miles per hour down the highway, I actually would want my car to ignore that. I'm pretty sure there was a similar mechanism in my old car. The difference is, though, that if this exact scenario happened while I was driving that one, there would have been physical feedback.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you'd have like the you can't do that.
To tell
This is what I mean by the Prindle. Prindle.
me it was still in drive, and maybe I would have been less likely to floor it twice. In order to get the same confirmation from a button, you have to press it, look down at the dashboard, find the part that indicates what gear the car is in, process that information, and then react accordingly. And even if you can do all that very quickly, it still takes longer to send that information to your brain than if you can just feel where your hand is. And again, I'm the dumbass here. There are so many things I could have done differently. If I had just immediately accelerated as soon as I got to the gate, I would have made it through with time to spare. I also could have taken 3 extra seconds to just type my code in. I even could have stayed in bed all day and never gone anywhere near this gate, and that would have been
This is the problem. They went outside.
a better decision too. But unfortunately, I didn't do any of those things. I did this, and I'm gonna have to live with that for the rest of my life. But my funny little mishap got me thinking about all these things I've seen over the past couple years of people getting screwed over by like modern features in their cars, and it made me want to do some research about it. And my takeaway is that while it would be untrue to say that cars have gotten worse, I do think they've gotten dumber. I looked up why cars made the shift from the Prindle stick to just buttons, or a touchscreen on the ceiling, or a wheel that...
Ew. Why? What if you want to reverse really fast? Ew, that's so gross. Nah. You wouldn't catch me dead doing that shit.
Volume knob that hopefully has never caused a hilarious but unfortunate accident. And it turns out the main reason is just that the stick is not necessary anymore, because you're not physically changing the gear, you're just telling the car's computer what to do. Which, like, I get it. You know, I'm not here to stand in the way of progress.
Like, but the feedback, like the mental feedback is like way better. That's like the first thing you learn, even with manuals. Like manual, you have to feel the car. You know, like you, like it's the same thing.
I just think that if you have to create a new problem in order to fix something that wasn't really a problem to begin with, you're not being as innovative as you might think you are. Without a doubt, my biggest personal gripe with how cars are made now is touchscreen dashboards. Almost 80% of new cars in 2022 had some kind of touchscreen display built into it. It's just the norm now. And on the surface, it seems like an improvement. I mean, obviously this is more advanced technology than this. Gross. I bet this one doesn't even have 12 different menus I can flip through to try to figure out.
It's just so unnecessary. It's an iPad glued to the fucking computer. And then you have to pay a subscription for like, what, like $15, $20 a year to like use it or some dumb shit like that? God, man. How to get my turn signals on. It just doesn't make much sense to me when there's already such a massive increase in distracted driving and accidents and deaths that happen because... That reminds me, I was driving last week to my grocery store and I saw someone drifting into like, they kept like swerving, but like not too hard. And then I went past them and I saw it was a dumb bitch on her fucking phone. She was texting. She had one hand on the wheel and she was like fucking texting with the other one. And I'm just like, bro, are you fucking like... Look, if you die and it's just you dying, that's cool, man. But there's other people in the fucking road and you could cause someone a fucking permanent brain injury. You could fucking kill someone. You could turn them into a fucking cripple. You could fucking drive over them and fucking turn them into like an invalid, paralyzed fucking person. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is so fucking important that you need to fucking text them, man? Fucking hate that shit. That shit drives me nuts. That is like my one, like borderline road rage where I'm just like, bruh, like I roll my eyes.
Because of it, that they're adding this thing into cars that you literally have to look at to be able to use. There's a Swedish magazine that ran this test a couple years ago where they had people drive 12 different cars down the highway and timed how long it took for them to complete the same series of tasks in each of them. And the winner by far was a 2005 Volvo. Now this
That's so good.
doesn't mean that 2005 Volvo is the best car. It just means that for basic tasks like changing a radio station or turning the AC on, physical buttons that you can memorize the location of are the quickest and safest way to do those things. You don't.
Well, I mean, when I got a phone and I had and the feedback from texting was way faster because I could remember where those buttons were rather than this fucking touchscreen bullshit. Yeah.
Have to look away from the road to be able to find where the button is. I think ideally modern cars are built with the right combination of actual buttons for basic tasks and the touchscreen for more advanced features. I don't
really mind this little fucking whatever where you have the discs and stuff. Like, okay, I can overlook this. It's when it's like you can have Google Maps and it takes up the entire fucking screen and the entire dashboard and blah blah blah. It's like, what the hell are we doing, man? It's so big!
And the touchscreen for more advanced features, most of which you don't really need to use while driving anyway.
Exactly.
And it does seem like some of the companies that maybe over-embraced this technology a few years ago have started to peel back and find a happy medium. But what absolutely drives me crazy is cars that have consolidated the entire dashboard into one giant iPad. Windshield wipers?
Ew! Ew! Why? Why windshield wipers? I want to be able to flip it up and like flip it down with my other hand. You know, like when you windshield wiper and you have it on your on your wheel right next to it because it's like it makes sense. Or like wiper fluid. Like, what the fuck?
We put it on the touchscreen. Want to turn the air down a little bit? We put it on the touchscreen. I think the irony of these kinds of interfaces is that they give the illusion of luxury. This certainly seems like the more innovative option until you realize that the main reason they're so prevalent in cars now is because it is the cheapest way to build one.
It actually costs a lot of money to engineer all of these buttons.
Yeah, but what if like the electronics break or like an update bricks the fucking the computer inside of the car? This is an anecdotal story. My dad bought a BMW. I know, cringe. I know. I hated that thing because he always had to fucking send it to the fucking shop in Germany. They didn't have repair factories in Switzerland, so they had to fucking ship it over to fucking Germany to fucking fix it. He was like, I'm like, oh, where's your car, Dad? We'd always have to drive my mom's car. And I remember asking, he'd be like, yeah, it's in Germany right now because the computer internally broke. And I'm just like, yeah, what a fucking surprise. And this was in like 2010 or 11 when they just started doing this kind of shit. Yeah, that shit was, oh. Your BMW needs oil and a computer? Yes! It was just at the cusp of the shift when they do that shit. He constantly, I'm pretty sure in the lifetime that we had that BMW, he sent that fucking thing to Germany 3 times. Granted, it's all paid for, but like, what the fuck, man? It's like, it's just no car? And then they send you in some fucking shitty replacement? Yeah, they send you in like a fucking little replacement car. It's just over-engineered. Yeah, exactly.
And switches, and to have the wiring, doing all of that in
BMW
software is a lot cheaper.
It is more expensive to produce actual knobs and buttons than it is to just throw every function onto one screen, make it compatible with Apple CarPlay, and call it a day. And then when something goes wrong, it's just a software problem. We'll figure it out. Or maybe we have to replace the entire thing and it's going to be $4,000. Who's to say? And
I'm pretty sure the last time my dad had the computer break, they finally said it's going to cost 6,000 euros to fix it. My dad was livid. He was so pissed. We just like started driving our little Honda around everywhere. He's like, I'm never buying a BMW ever again. It was such a piece of shit. Constantly breaking and shit. Warranty, hello. It was just some sort of like unwarrantable. I don't even know. I remember my brother and my dad were talking about it, and I have this memory where they said something like, "Yeah, it's not covered under warranty because we've had the car for 5 years." What model was it? Oh, I could not tell you. I'm sorry. I was a little kid. I don't remember. Maybe it was a Honda Civic. I don't know.
I didn't even mention the fact that if the screen does end up malfunctioning in a car that's entirely reliant on it, it's not just a minor inconvenience, it means you can't drive the car until
that's what I'm saying.
Gets fixed.
Some of the extra hoops I've seen people have to jump through in order to accomplish basic tasks now are mind-boggling. You know how sometimes you have the AC on, but it ends up blasting right into your hand, so you have to reach over and change the direction of the vent? Well, that's fucking dumb, okay?
No, you have to change it in the fucking touchpad. That's so dumb. Were the exhaust tips round or triangle? They were round. I remember that. Yeah. I could probably point it out like in a picture. I just can't remember what it was, of what the model was.
That's how a caveman would do it. It makes way more sense to go on over to the car tablet, find the AC control button, select the air vent you want to change, and then drag it where you want it to go. All while
that's so fucking stupid.
Barreling through a school zone. While watching a bunch of videos of car dashboards, I happened upon this 1989 Toyota, and there's something so beautiful about it. Look at that subtle burgundy interior, the tasteful.
It's so like simple, and there's haptic feedback, like physical feedback. It looks nice. I don't know, man. I just like, is this just like comfy? And also, like, if God forbid you're one of those people that has to work as a mechanic, and you have to work these stupid fucking machines that have like all the touchpad bullshit. Imagine being one of these people that has to fix these. Does anybody know anyone that worked at these like factories or whatever? Imagine how fucking annoying this shit is. As opposed to this, like, you take out this plastic off and then you just like figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, my dad. No, it's just like you figure out instantly what's wrong with it because there's like mechanical things in there, not like a software problem.
Thickness of those buttons. Oh my god. It even has a seatbelt. But I'm aware that I'm over romanticizing the past a little bit, because if I truly wanted a car that looked like this, I could have just bought one. Like, I do want modern features. I do want a car that...
No, they either do half and half or they do the whole electronic shebang. No, I've seen my friends and like family buy cars that were like relatively new, like 2020 and up, and they force this shit down your throat. If not half and half, they'll do like majority.
It's able to do the things that my phone can do. But if these things are implemented in a way that forces you to look away from the road in order to be able to use them, I think we should reconsider how we got here. At this rate, it's only a matter of time until cars start shoving ads in our faces.
This car ride is brought to you by Opera, the smarter way to browse the web.
Oh, I was being kind of facetious about that.
I've never been more organized online since I started using Opera.
The fact that it'll automatically sort my different tab rabbit holes into their own islands so I'm not constantly overwhelmed by the uninhibited whims of my own brain has legitimately changed my life.
Wait, can I really not
skip this? Not only does Opera have a free ad blocker built directly into the browser, but they also have a free VPN included with no additional fees or extensions you need to download. When I told my grandpa, he couldn't believe it.
You know, back in my day, you had to pay good money for a VPN. Now they're just giving them away for free.
I'm just trying to use the GPS, man. And on top of being more functional and more secure, I think Opera just looks better. I love that you can have an animated wallpaper as the background of your homepage. I love that you can pin the sidebar if you want to keep an Instagram or TikTok lock page open, or have it close automatically if you're trying to get work done and need to keep the endless scroll at arm's length. There's even a battery saver feature you can toggle on and off that'll help you get the most out of your laptop before having to get up and finally charge it.
That does sound pretty useful, actually.
Upgrade the way you use the internet, download Opera for free using my link in the description. If you scroll too far, don't worry, it's also in the pinned comment.
Thank you to Opera for sponsoring today's video.
Wow, I'm convinced. I'm going to download Opera on my computer and smartphone today. Now, where am I?
Oh, great. Hi, honey. Yep, I drove into the ocean again.
Cars have been around for about 100 years now, and it kind of seems like maybe we figured out the best way to make them and ran out of ways to meaningfully innovate. But that doesn't really work when you're trying to get people to buy a new one every single year.
Why are we reinventing the wheel? Like, I'm okay with like having certain features. Like, holy fucking shit, man. Like the GPS being a touchpad, I understand that. I'm like, cool. I'm like, whatever. AC tied to touchpad, go fuck yourself.
So you have to find something you can add to make it seem like there's been a big improvement. Things like door handles that retract into the car, which
What if you live in a cold climate and it gets frozen? Excuse me? Like, what? You're fucked? Oh, nice! That's poggers!
I guess is cool. I don't know if I've ever thought of the handle sticking out 3/4 of an inch as being an issue, but I'll admit it adds some sleekness to the car, and it's not like it's making things worse, right? What's that? If it gets too cold outside, the handles don't work.
I fucking knew it, man. I live in a place where it snows, right? And I thought that instantly. I was like, I remember when I was in Moscow and like you'd be worried about your like windows like freezing shut or whatever. Like, this took 2 seconds.
Work anymore? Yeah, no, I could see how that might not be great.
Tesla fixed this problem with a software update last October. You can just press this to pop the door open when the door handles are frozen.
I'm sorry, but like, you're a car company that makes these stupid cars, right? And you didn't have the forethought because you live in California where it literally never snows or gets below like, I don't know, fucking 50 degrees, right? And you had to install a software update after people figured it out. That's so fucking stupid.
Great news, everyone. We've updated the app so you can now get into your car during the winter. So consider that problem solved.
But didn't you create the problem in the first
We're
place?
actually not taking any questions at this time.
My favorite thing about these door handles is no matter how many times I get an Uber driver that's in a Tesla,
Uva Java.
I don't know how to get inside. I'm sure it's very simple, but clearly I'm struggling enough as it is. One thing I haven't seen as many people talk about, but has driven me crazy for the past few
I've
years
never
is
been in a Tesla.
headlights are getting brighter, right? Like that's not just me. I cannot tell you how many times I've been driving down a 2-lane road at night and a car passes me with headlights so unbelievably bright.
Yes, absolutely. I've literally been being blinded and I have to look away from the road and then look. So the trick is that if you get blinded right here, you're supposed to look right here. But so you don't get directly blinded and rather have like a little bit like blinded on the side instead of like your direct retinas. You look at the line on the right, at the bottom right to try not to like fucking die.
Right. I cannot see anything for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm still in my lane. I guess I'll find out soon. Now, this is one of those things that's a double-edged
Yeah, I'm
sword,
dead.
right? Because in theory, brighter headlights should make driving safer because visibility is improved. But I feel like it has to negate a little bit of the safety when those headlights don't just hit the road and instead shine directly into the...
If you have bright lights like this when you're driving around a city, I think you should be fined. You should be pulled over and fined by a cop, man. You're such a piece of shit. I fucking hate that shit. I understand kind of like if you're like on a rural road, even then you should probably fucking lower them so you don't fucking blind the other person and let them die, but like you get my point.
the eyes of oncoming drivers. I looked it up, and the two things that are causing this are, one, manufacturers using LEDs now instead of the softer and yellower halogen bulbs from the last couple decades. LEDs tend to be brighter and more compact, so they hit even harder when you're staring down the barrel of one.
Oh, this one for sure.
But the other reason for this is a byproduct of something that I think is in itself a problem, which is that cars are so much bigger now than they've ever been. So if you're driving a sedan in the opposite lane of a brand new Suburban,
Yep, trucks blind me the most, man. Yep.
those lights are gonna have to go through your eyeballs in order to hit the road. There's something a little paradoxical about the safety of cars now, where they are much safer than they've ever been, while also posing more of a threat than they ever have. A brand new truck may have great safety ratings because it's twice as big as every other car around it, but now every other car around it has to worry about getting demolished by a truck that's twice as big as them.
Just get a truck, just what the fuck, man? Hey, quick on a clap. Just get yourself a new truck financed over here.
Pedestrian deaths in America have skyrocketed over the past decade, and I don't think it's a coincidence that that's happening while cars continue to get taller and heavier for mostly no reason other than because they can, because there's no regulations stopping them from doing it. And if a truck being way bigger than it needs to be is what convinces someone to sign up for a $1,200 a month car payment, why would
1,200 buckaroos, cheese and crackers, man. I'm insane.
those car companies have any incentive to stop? It's created this cycle where I think a lot of people feel like the only way forward is to fight fire with fire. Everyone else has a giant car. Well, I guess I need to get one for myself. I remember seeing this post a few months ago where this guy talked about how lucky he was to have been driving in such a gargantuan SUV when he got it.
Yesterday, my wife was driving my son to school and an oncoming delivery truck crossed the center lane and hit her head on. The driver had a seizure and was going 40 miles an hour. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. The officer told me if she were driving a smaller car, it would have been fatal. We bought this Wagoneer a month ago. I'm so thankful that they are okay and the other drivers too, and we chose to buy a larger vehicle. Please don't put your load one in a small car. Man, that's so sad, dude. He had a seizure and couldn't control himself. Sad.
In an accident because he and his family were able to walk away unharmed. And obviously, that's great that they're okay. This could have ended very tragically, and I'm happy that it didn't. But for someone to see this and their takeaway to be, see, this is why everyone should buy the biggest SUV they can, because it's the...
Well, to be fair, in this instance, it was a delivery truck. Like, they would have died. It's not like it was another truck. That was, and it's in the daylight, obviously. Like, to be fair, I think this is a bit of an extrapolation, but I get what he's trying to say.
Only way to keep your family safe. You're not taking into account the fact that in a lot of cases, these giant trucks and SUVs are the danger.
Since the introduction of SUVs, there has been a massive increase in what are called front overs. A person, usually
I'm gonna say it, I don't like this guy very much because he has an obvious bias towards European cities, and also not taking into account that in America, this American truck, car-driven centric culture started in the 1960s before people were even born, and reversing this kind of thing would require immense amount of government support, and that you can't really do anything about it other than like try and do your best. He has valid points, but like, you can't fucking do anything about it when all of us alive in this stream probably right now are fucking so young that this transition happened before we were born. There's nothing you can do about it. You can complain and say, Europe's better. It's like, yeah, well, Europe also has regulations and they don't have a motor car industry that's completely fucked everyone over. I can't do anything about it. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I can complain to my local politician, but I can't do anything. Europe's also tiny. I mean, I'm not gonna get into it, but like, it's just like, this goes off. I'll leave it at that.
child getting run over by an SUV by a driver who can't even see them. Over a 10-year period,
True.
over 500 American children were killed by being run over by SUVs.
I mean, shit, why stop here? I think every American citizen should drive around in a military-grade tank. Yeah, we might run over a few more kids, but as long as they're not my kids, who gives a shit? Now, of course, I cannot make a video about cars that are bigger than they need to be, and dumber than they need to be, and more dangerous than they need to be, without talking about the one that lies squarely in the cross-section of that van.
I can already see it as the fucking ugly ass Cybertruck. Yo, Raiders, thank you so much. Thank you, girls. I appreciate it. Well, to be fair, a lot of European cities were under the same transformation as U.S. tourist countries, but in the late 90s, they started reversing the trend. Yes, but America is literally the king of fucking political lobbying. Yeah, I don't know. I understand what you're saying. It's just that the issue America is so far gone and so fucked in that regard that I hate it when, like, this guy's Canadian, by the way, not him. The guy that he used as an example, he's Canadian, I'm pretty sure, and he's, like, complaining about Americans, like, how disgusting the cities are, and I'm like, bro, it is beyond fucked, and you can't really do anything about her. About it, not about her. Jesus. I can't really do anything about it. He's from Calgary, one of my people. Yeah, well, it's like go complain to politicians. Oh wait, you're Canadian. Like, okay, thank you for educating Americans on knowing that their shit is fucked. Yeah, like the lobbying that existed in the 1960s when this transition was happening. They shut down train lines. They shut down and lobbied all the governments and local governments and states and federal governments to not fucking to basically destroy what could have been in order to suck people dry of money, in order to like keep them from not buying cars. Now the average American, I think, what's the average, like, owns 4 cars or some dog shit? Literally completely unnecessary. Yeah. Complaining about big trucks in Calgary. Isn't it called? Yeah, I remember there was, like, a big thing about Calgary truckers. Like, what? Average American family owns 2.5? Sorry, 2.5, not 4. Yeah. That's still ridiculous. 2.5 cars is, like, insane. Sorry, someone said something about the moon shit. Hold on. Moon, the girl privated her Twitter. Of course she did. She's probably getting harassed. Is Canada, Texas sovereign? Is it an oil field truck? Well, he's probably just mad that all these truckers are living in his area. One for the mom, one for the dad, half for the kid. That's right.
And diagram. The Tesla Cybertruck.
Welcome to the Cybertruck unveil. It is literally bulletproof.
Bulletproof car.
Ultra hard stainless steel. Really hard. Of course, it will come with autopilot standard. Franz, could you try to break those
I am
glass,
back
please?
chesting so hard.
Oh my fucking god.
So this awesome car, which looks like when you first boot up a video game and not all of the textures have loaded in yet, was announced a couple years ago as starting
Yeah, it looks like a PlayStation 1 car.
at $40,000. Fast forward to today. Anyone who is driving one of these right now, the bare minimum that I've seen any of them spend, 100 grand. One of the biggest reasons for this
I'm gonna throw up 100 grand for a car, and it's so ugly. Like I normal trucks for 100 grand. That's like a luxury truck, is it not? I don't think even luxury trucks cost 100 grand. Maybe after taxes? I don't fucking know, man. That's insane.
This absolutely bonkers price jump is this $20,000 foundation fee. That's right, there's an additional fee tacked on that is almost as much as what I spent on my entire car. So you're probably dying to know what that bonus gets you. Well, some people who paid for it don't even seem to know.
$20,000 for it being a foundation series. Now, I don't know what that really means or anything, but yeah, I paid it because I wanted the truck.
So at first I thought it was just that it says the word foundation on it.
Yeah, they target stupid people to buy this car. 100%.
which would be really funny. But apparently most of what that fee is meant to be attributed to is the self-driving feature that you would otherwise have to pay a separate monthly fee to access.
Of course, it will come with autopilot standard.
Now, one tiny little thing to note about this feature is that it is not available yet, and no one...
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's like pre-ordering a game that doesn't come out yet! Oh my god, I love that!
Can even hazard a guess as to when it will be. So as it currently stands, the only thing this $20,000 fee gives you is priority access to a car that's littered with problems.
Oh shit. Oh, we already broke it. Alright, so my Cybertruck is completely broken. My foot is on the floor and it's not moving.
This gear selector...
I would drive the thing into the ocean if I didn't feel bad for all the animals I'd probably affect doing that shit. Yeah, I was trying to think maybe the BMW that my dad had in 2011 wasn't that bad, huh?
Top, it just dropped down. Something's going on with the windshield. What? I got all these warnings I've never seen before. I'm trying to open up the trunk. It won't respond. I'm going back and forth trying to close it. It won't close. It won't close. It won't close. When the tailgate's down, the camera's showing you the street. I have had enough.
At this point.
Jesus, dude. Tesla constantly insists they're a tech company, not a car company. They're using customers to beta test cars that cost half a fucking house. Or unironically a menace on the road. I mean, it just looks like dog shit. Just objectively.
I think I know more about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
I have to say, I have really enjoyed watching videos lately from people who may or may not be in denial about the absurd amount of money wasted on this stupid car. They'll make these update videos where they complain about...
I should clarify, I think that the BMW that we had was a 2006 or 2004 BMW model. We bought it in 2010 or 11? I can't remember.
So many things they hate about it, and then be like, and that's why it's a perfect car. And I have no regrets.
This car is definitely worth the hype. This thing right here is a fingerprint magnet. I just got my car washed yesterday, and there's still water spots. I noticed that my roof was starting to come off. Their navigation...
Oh my god. Did this thing rust or something too? Bro! Yeah, like it has a rusting problem. I remember we watched a video about it or something. Like, remembering it, man.
The system sucks. It's rusting on the inside. It was like this when I picked it up. I definitely think it's worth $100,000. So included with the foundation.
This guy's fucking glazing. This guy has like, he's deep throating some cock right now.
Series, you get all weather floor mats, and if you look right up here, there's a little Cybertruck logo.
Wait, did you say floor mats for all weather? Well, never mind then. They should have charged an extra $50,000. Sorry, I should be more sensitive. These people are going through enough right now. It's bad enough their car is falling apart, but they're also getting relentlessly bullied. Cyber clown trucks.
Just needs a K-Kona at the end. Cyber clown trucks for stupid.
For stupid. Give it to the stupid clown to spend their life away. And this guy just said gay truck. That's like a truck owner's worst nightmare. I will say one thing I do really love about this car is that the rear view mirror doesn't work. Its view is completely obstructed most of the time. I mean, if you want, you can just look down at the screen at the rear view camera, but that also becomes useless if it gets even a little bit dirty. And isn't driving through dirt kind of the whole point of having a truck? That's all they do in commercials. Now, if off-roading is the thing you want to do in this truck, good luck, because it doesn't seem to know how to.
That's literally the whole fucking point of having a truck. No, for real. That's the whole fucking point, man.
Do that.
My friend in the 4Runner wanted to take that incline challenge. And he killed. The Subaru also went up that incline. The Cybertruck did not make it up.
Look at it lock up! Look at that thing lock the fuck up instantly!
Because it doesn't seem to know how to do that.
My friend in the 4Runner wanted to take that incline challenge. And he killed. The Subaru also went up that incline.
The fucking Subaru. That's not even a truck could make it.
The Cybertruck did not
Look at it lock the
make
fuck
it
up,
up
man.
that incline. And once we got to about the middle of the incline, it would stop, try to airing down to 30 psi, but it still did not make it up the hill.
Also, you're not gonna believe this, but part of his car broke while he was doing this.
Wow, really?
How does this keep happening? To be fair though,
Well,
look how
so
easily
bubble.
it navigates this puddle of mud. I mean, if I tried to drive through that in my old Civic, I literally would have drowned. But this truck can do things that I've never seen any vehicle do before. Yes, technically, this road is paved, but they're still in the woods. That's gotta count for something.
It's like a normal drive to like. It's like a normal drive into like a rural maybe town. Yeah, wow, look, it's not even a dirt road! It's not even a dirt road! It's paved! It's paved! I've seen potholes bigger than that in a fucking little paved off little fucking road, man. This has got no potholes or nothing.
This truly is the all-in-one vehicle. You can drive out in the middle of nowhere and sleep there if you want. It even comes with its own tent that you can attach to the back of the truck.
It looks ugly as
for
shit.
an additional $3,000. Now, considering you can get a pretty big tent for like $100, you'd probably assume that this thing is decked out with premium features.
Yeah,
no, it's just a
I would fucking hope so. For $20,000 premium, it better suck some mean dick.
tent, a 1-inch thin mattress, a couple of straps, a zipper that barely works. But since it's an official Tesla product, you know you're getting that signature high-quality engineering.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. It's broken.
It even comes with a bicycle pump, so you can spend 10 minutes manually blowing it up. For $3,000, you should be able to hit a button and watch this thing assemble itself. It is crazy to me how much they're able to overcharge for the most...
How it started, how it's going. This looks like, the shitty GoFundMe, like, reality versus, you know... Like, this is like, what is it? What I thought I'd get, what I really got. Yeah, like, what the fuck am I doing?
Basic shit. Cosmetically,
Yeah,
this
Kickstarter.
stainless steel, absolutely gorgeous. It does pick up the occasional fingerprint if you touch it at all, but as long as you don't get in the car or anywhere near the car, you've got nothing to worry about. And if it does get a little spotty, not a problem, just take it through a car wash. But if you do that, make sure you put it on car wash mode first, otherwise it'll break the truck and void your warranty.
This is a stupid filter for stupid people, man. You got scammed. Car wash mode, otherwise you break your car. What the fuck do you mean break my fucking car? Even an electronic car with like gadgets in it isn't gonna break because you took it through the fucking car wash. You cannot take a stainless steel car through a car wash. Yes, you fucking can. Shut up, bitch. He's doing it right now. It's totally not gonna break it.
Warranty.
The Cybertruck does not work anymore. Listen to the noise this thing makes. That was a weird popping sound. So what did I do different?
And it just explodes.
Today I went to the beach, took it through the car wash, make sure all the sand's off. Then I pulled it in the garage and nothing.
This thing is practically invincible. You can hit it with a hammer. You can hit it with a shopping cart. But if it gets any bugs on it, you need to clean that off immediately or you will ruin.
To prevent damage, immediately remove dead insects? What the hell do you mean, man?
Win it forever. The Cybertruck is also famously bulletproof for some reason, although I'm not really sure why they've made that one of the primary selling points.
When you shoot a normal truck, the bullets go in one side, straight through, and out the other side. You cannot hide behind the vehicle to be safe, so it's something to keep in mind.
Keep in mind for what? Who are you marketing this car to? John Wick? The things they chose to prioritize while
Elon Musk played through Cyberpunk at the DLC and was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a car. Because everyone's gonna get shot up in my future. Driving my car.
making this truck are baffling to me. Who gives a shit that it's bulletproof if the material they had to use to make it that way makes it so razor sharp you cut your hand every time you open the door? Who cares?
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember watching a video about that too. You can cut yourself on the edges if you're not careful.
Here's how strong the interior is if it can't even get wet. They're calling it a car made for any planet. Guys, why don't we start with making it work on this one? As far as safety goes, I've seen conflicting reports about this. There's a crash that happened between a Cybertruck and a Toyota Corolla, and if you look at the photos from the accident, you might think, wow, this truck is invincible. It barely got a scratch on it. Meanwhile, the guy in the Corolla is probably seriously hurt, right? Okay. No, he's fine. The problem with this rigid outer body is that cars are designed to crumple in an accident. That's their way of absorbing as much force as possible. If your car doesn't crumple, that force will be passed on to the passengers inside of it. So while the
well, and also the inertia from it will make it travel further, will it not? Isn't that the whole point? It crumples and takes the force at the front so that it doesn't travel too far and hurt other people or make you like fly into a tree or some shit. Yeah, I thought so. Like I took physics 101 chat. Like I'm not that stupid.
Cybertruck may look like the world's most indestructible car. A lot of people who know more about physics than I do aren't so sure this is a good thing. I think what Tesla has done the most successfully with this truck is make it so their target audience doesn't care about any of these problems. I've seen people online who are actively enduring nightmare situations still go out of their way to defend this company. Cybertruck broke down on my first road trip with my family. Lost the back motor and was unable to drive, had to...
I have my hands on my head. How do you fucking lose your back motor? Is that even fucking possible? What? What do you mean? Lost? Where did it go? Did it fly into space?
Get it towed 2 hours back home. First year problems. Always good to wait a year or two on a brand new model. I know that
this isn't a fucking phone that like came out recently. This is a car, bro.
This is an early 3/Y owner, but man, come on. I had to grab the Cybertruck. No, you didn't. God. And it definitely seems like you shouldn't have. I found this guy on Twitter whose experience perfectly encapsulates the Cybertruck launch. His truck broke pretty much immediately. He got that patented flashing red critical service error. Couldn't even drive it. Had to pull over. Since then, it's been in the shop for weeks with no word on how long it's going to take to fix. There's apparently at least 10 different things wrong with it. Wire harness needs replacement, ripple in windshield, driver's seat rubbing on center console, headliner sagging, chip and foundation series dashboard trim, mobile connector provided with Cybertruck not charging the truck past 6 amps, front misalignment, one side is higher, rear side arch misalignment sticking up. It could be another month before this guy gets his $100,000 car back. In the meantime, they're making up for all the trouble they've caused him by letting him borrow a regular Model 3 Tesla, which he himself described as being filthy with a strong, unpleasant odor that has persisted even after he went to the trouble.
Elon Musk takes a fart in it. This is like a little thank you for you.
Of cleaning it inside and out. And it is fascinating to watch this guy who has been absolutely fucked by Tesla continue to go to war on Elon's behalf.
Well, these are abuse victims, chat. You have to understand it's a sunk cost fallacy. You have to keep sucking him off because you gave him money. You give him $100,000. Obviously. You can't just go back.
People often criticize what they don't fully grasp, but the moment you take the wheel of a Cybertruck, everything changes. You'll quickly
when you start off with something that sounds like something out of a cult or like a religion, where it's like the moment you felt the touch of like blah, 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 your life has changed. Like, I just immediately discard it as you being like a massive cocksucker.
Discover that all other trucks pale in comparison, becoming obsolete in the Cybertruck's shadow. Hey guys, it's been like 2 weeks since you took my car. Are you?
I missed driving my Cybertruck. Pleading emoji. Oh my god, man. I would honestly think this is parody.
Almost done fixing it. They've got it all twisted. Instead of comparing the Cybertruck to other trucks, they should compare the other EV trucks' features and capabilities to those of the Cybertruck. Then it'd be.
What do you mean? You can get a hybrid that's like way better than this. I'm pretty sure there's hybrid trucks that have been out for like 10 years and they're better than this fucking garbage.
becomes clear just how superior the Cybertruck is and how the other trucks are stuck in the dinosaur era. Hey, my car has been in the shop for its entire life so far. Do you think I'm ever going to be able to drive it again? While other trucks are busy playing catch up, the Cybertruck is already in the future, being the undisputed champion. Hating on the Cybertruck might get you more engagement and
No offense, but you have $100,000 car and you have a garage this size. And this is kind of the equivalent. I know this is gonna sound really kind of like I guess like snobby, but have you ever seen someone that bought like a really expensive Gucci like handbag and then they complain about how like they can't afford their next meal? I've seen people like that before in real life. It's like, okay, like, why did you fucking buy that then? Like, what the fuck? Like, hello? I've seen girls like that. They buy like a Gucci handbag and then they're like, oh, Lana, can you like spot me like $5 for my Starbucks? And I'm like, what the fuck? You bought like a $10,000 purse from Coco Chanel. Like, what are you doing? Huh?
hating on the Cybertruck might get you more engagement and clicks, but I'll never fake it to make it. I love my Cybertruck. Really wish I could get my truck back this weekend. Still no update. Dude, if I was this guy, I would be furious.
I would put a gun in my mouth.
Every right to be pissed off here, but he seems to be more mad at the people telling him he's been scammed than at the company that actually scammed him. I've spent so much time this month watching videos of people driving this car and talking about this car and hating on this car, but at the end of the day, it's not fair for me to fully judge something that I've never even seen in person.
I don't know, maybe it's a parody account. it could very well be a parody account.
Let alone actually driven. Sure, I can pick and choose clips that fit the argument I'm trying to make, but can I really condemn something I've never even stepped foot inside? No. But then I found out there's an app you can use to rent other people's cars for a day, so I spent $700 to pretend.
Oh my god.
And I own a Cybertruck.
No way!
Love that sound. This is my nightmare. Everything on this screen, nothing's here. I don't like how many buttons I have to press to like turn the AC off. For a truck
oh my god, dude.
As big as this is, I don't love how sensitive everything is. The steering wheel, you barely have to turn it. You don't need to brake. I instinctively, when I'm slowing down, I want to take my foot off the accelerator and brake, but it brakes when you let go of the accelerator, so it's like really jerky. I guess I would get used to that if I drove it more often, but so far...
Another like no haptic feedback, like I'm gonna die because I don't know what the hell's going on kind of feeling.
It's just like, I feel like I'm really drawing a lot of attention to myself. Going to a Costco parking lot, probably a bad idea. Everyone is turning and looking.
When I drive, I do not want to be perceived or looked at.
That guy right there is stopping to look at us right now. He's like, my big brother.
When we got inside Costco, though, something weird happened. People stopped looking at me. I had to get out of there as soon as possible.
Look at all these normies. Only I'm in the Cybertruck.
Wait, can it detect other Cybertrucks in the area? Chad, do you know? It's like one of those. It's like, there's another Cybertruck right next to you. Oh my gosh. Maybe, probably. I feel like you probably could. I don't know, maybe not. That'd be so snobby.
Okay. So many steps to open the mirror. They have something called karaoke? Good means tips me, should be feeling me singing from
karaoke. Bro, I'm... This is some shit, man.
Hard. Like a lot of reviewers said, you cannot use this rearview mirror. It is just complete darkness in there.
I think I understand the point of Elon Musk's Cybertruck. It's to cull off the population. You are more likely to get into an accident you driving this thing. He's worried about like world population declining. It's all a front. He's just trying to sell these and like kill people with them.
It's very smooth to drive.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're driving a giant truck, but I kind of wish it did. If you forget that your car weighs 7,000 pounds and you're driving it like it doesn't, like I just feel like it's way too easy to accelerate as fast as you can and slice someone in half, which I'd rather not do.
It was a beautiful spring day outside, so the next thing on my agenda was a romantic picnic in the park with my lovely wife.
What's wrong? You've hardly touched your cereal.
Is that his wife? She's cute.
You want Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I got a banana instead.
I've driven a little bit now. I'm pretty sure every time I've parked and gotten out so far, I've left the car on because I don't know how to turn it off. There's not like a button or anything. But I finally figured out, it's very intuitive. You hit this, and then was it safety, right? And then you scroll all the way down, and you want to scroll past Joe mode. Don't put it on Joe mode. Then you just hit power off, and then that's it.
I'm speechless. That is actually retarded. I'm sorry. You can't just like turn off the car. Like, I didn't even know that this was a thing, man. This is so dumb.
How you turn off the Cybertruck.
Getting the truck to fit into my garage was a lot closer of a call than I expected it to be. If I did own this car, this would be quite the fun little adventure to get to go on every single day.
And that's how you park a Tesla Cybertruck in your garage.
Despite all my issues with the truck, the more I drove it around the city and...
Oh my god, look who it is! Oh my god!
felt the...
Oh my god! It's Isa! She's famous!
the city and felt the enamored stares from mesmerized bystanders. I was reminded of what the guy I rented it from told me. You'll feel like a celebrity.
I feel bad for her because she's in a fucking Cybertruck video.
And god damn it, he was right. I've never felt more popular. What, is that freaking Brad Pitt over there? Nope. Just little old me driving the best truck in the world.
Please, no pictures. I'm a regular person just like you.
I like the way this car makes me feel.
I don't care how much it costs. If it's not solid gold, I don't want it.
Hey, can I talk to you for a sec?
Sure, but make it quick.
Ever since you've been driving that car, you've been acting kind of weird.
How exactly do you mean?
You're like a completely different person now.
Oh. No.
I see.
Drew.
You're jealous.
What?
You're jealous because I own the world's most awesome car.
You don't own the car. You're renting it for one day.
Oh, tell me how I knew you'd bring that up.
Because it's true, Drew.
I'm sorry, I can't deal with this right now. I need to go clear my head. I'm gonna take a nice scenic drive dangerously close to the edge of a cliff. We interrupt this slow motion car montage with some breaking news. Somehow the Cybertruck just got even dumber. Tesla has officially recalled all 3,800 of the vehicles due to a problem with the accelerator pedal. Turns out the pedal has a cheap plastic cover over it that's been fastened on so poorly, it's sliding off, getting lodged under the piece in front of it, and causing drivers to go as fast as this stupid car can go.
No shot, dude. And nobody died? I hope nobody died. That's horrible.
Held the accelerator down 100%.
No, I'm telling you, this is a death trap designed by Elon Musk to keep the population down. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Full throttle?
This is a real thing that's actually happening. We here at Channel 300 News urge you, if your husband is about to drive one of these death traps near or around a cliff, you must go stop him. His life could be in danger.
Honey, I just saw on the news.
Who's a big, strong truck? That's right. You are.
I had to give the truck back last night. It was one of the hardest moments of my life. Technically, I still had a few hours left on the rental, but Amanda said she felt weird or something. I don't know, it's all a blur. Final thoughts on the truck. I think it should cost $1 million, and I wish it had 2 accelerator pedals and no brakes, so I could drive twice as fast and never have to stop. Please subscribe.
I'm kind of speechless. I can't believe it's $100,000. It was $40,000 at the start of the like whatever when they first like came out.